The A-10 Warthog needs no introduction. Everyone is familiar with the aircraft, and if by chance you don't know what it is capable of, just listen to this. In today's video, we will be talking about the A-10 Warthog and try to speculate when will it be in War Thunder. To answer this question, we must first take a look at the history of the plane and figure out its capabilities. The Fairchild Republic A-10 Thunderbolt was developed by the US Department of Defense in the event that the Cold War became a little toasty for their liking. Their territories in West Germany would be at risk, and it was projected that the Fulda Gap would be the main conflict zone, a strategic location that needed to be secured. The result was the development of a plane that changed the course of history as we know it. The A-10 Warthog was built to be a cast jet capable of dismantling enemy tanks in seconds and breaking up opposing infantry with pinpoint accuracy. The A-10 was designed to be the most important component of a new doctrine known as air-land battle. The Warthog couldn't be your average delicate American jet. No. It had to be rugged and sturdy. It had to take off and land on the most ill-equipped bases while surviving enemy fire so that it could land and be readily repaired. There have been reports of A-10s returning to base with damage so severe that it would have destroyed other planes. The damage to these planes was so extreme that the A-10 safely landed despite having shredded wings, control surfaces, and engines that were entirely torn apart. All of this in the condition that the A-10 should be easy to produce and cheap to maintain. Like that's going to ever happen in War Thunder. When it comes to guns, American will go to any length to get what they want. So they truly piloted a gun. I'm not even kidding. The Warthog was built around the General Electric GAU-8. Everybody knows the Avenger. At over 6 meters long, the gun takes up the majority of the plane's cabin, resting just beneath the pilot. The cannon has a capacity of around 1,150 rounds of 30 millimeters of freedom. The cannon is driven by a hydraulic motor that is powered by a separate hydraulic system on board. The A-10's design allows it to have turbines situated above the tail, ensuring that no debris enters the intakes during takeoff. If one engine malfunctions, the other can keep the plane flying and maintain momentum and equilibrium, allowing the plane to retreat and land. The Warthog's wheels do not retract completely, allowing the plane to safely belly land if it sustains too much damage. To prevent explosions, the fuel tanks are self-sealed and are reinforced with foam. The pilot is seated in a titanium tub, which is said to withstand punishment from armor-piercing shots with calibers up to 23 millimeters. The canopy is also made of bulletproof glass, making it resistant to small arms fire. This does not imply the plane is completely indestructible from the cockpit, but it does provide protection from shrapnel from AA fire and other projectiles. The A-10 is fitted with high quantity of flares and chaff, which adds to its survivability. There are 380 of them in totality, which is the most flares ever installed on an American legacy jet. The dispensers are housed in both landing gear pods, 4 in each pod, and 8 in each wingtip, for a total of 16 dispensers. When the plane is locked by radar or laser, the countermeasures can be launched manually or automatically. Remember the engines we mentioned? Because of the tail design, they also serve another purpose. When the plane is attacking, the tail is specifically designed to provide maximum stability.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
The tail also resembles the tail sections of World War II bombers, and it also conceals the engine's heat output, making it less visible to IR missiles. The GAU-8 cannon is installed with incredible accuracy along the absolute center of the fuselage to increase stability even more when firing. As Thanos would put it, balanced as everything should be. The A-10 carried 30mm rounds with a depleted uranium core to increase its, efficiency. Well, I can't believe that I done that. Uranium is 1.6 times denser than lead, with a density of 19.1 grams per centimeter cube, but slightly less dense than tungsten, which has a density of 19.3 grams per centimeter cube. The use of depleted uranium was obviously deliberate because the round cell sharpens upon piercing armor, whereas tungsten tends to mushroom its cap, making the depleted uranium round significantly more efficient and powerful. However, this sort of ammo does not fill the entire belt. The shell loadout is normally 2 HE high explosive rounds and 1 depleted uranium round for armor piercing, of course. One interesting instant is when the Warthog actually killed a cow with its gun. The Warthog can carry a set of GPUs and dumb-fired rockets and even cluster bombs and dumb bombs. However, something that can be interesting to see in War Thunder that the A-10 has is the drag bombs. The plane can also defend itself with AIM-9Ms and Ls and AIM-9P5s. The AIM-9P5s are my prediction for all aspect missiles that NATO planes could get in-game, since it is less threatening than the L variant that we already do not have on planes. I know that they exist on helicopters, so please don't go raging in the comments. All of this leads to the video's major thesis. When can we expect the A-10 in War Thunder? Well, I don't think that we're going to get it. You may ask why. Why won't we get the A-10 in War Thunder? Well, it's just because the plane is going to perform poorly in the game. This is due to the fact that the plane can never be balanced. On the one side, you have the flying characteristics of a 7.7 jet with the ability to kill any top-tier ground unit, and is also able to kill enemy jets in the right circumstances, but not always. But on the other hand, you must play the plane in RRB to unlock its modules, and it will face the vast selection of MiGs from the Russian tech tree, making it hard to balance the plane. As a solution, something like the F-16 can replace it, because the F-16 can do the exact same job as the A-10 minus the, well, of course. The F-16 can literally carry the same exact number of ordnance that the A-10 does, and it can also defend itself against enemy planes, making it a perfect candidate that can actually be balanced. If your counter-argument is going to be, well, the Su-25 is a ground attacker also, well, that is the thing. Even though that the Su-25 is a ground attacker and comparable to the A-10 to some extent, the Su-25 gets 970 kilometers per hour top speed, something like that, whereas the A-10 cannot exceed 750 kilometers per hour, if my memory serves correctly. And we all know that in jet battles, speed is the key. Now, some of you might argue that the Warthog is more maneuverable than the Su-25. However, that does not mean that the A-10 will excel in War Thunder, because War Thunder is a completely different scenario from real life. And we can all agree at top tier, maneuverability does not mean anything, at least as we currently have it. The only scenario where I can see the A-10 Warthog being added to War Thunder is if it has a variable battle rating, which is something I don't think that Gaijin will do. Let me explain it real quick. As an example, the Warthog will have a specific battle rating with a certain set of armaments. Yes, gun belts are also included, same way as adding armor-piercing belts increases your spawn points in tanks. So basically, if you have more modernized weaponry on your aircraft, well, you are responsible for your own, well, fault. The battle rating is going to increase to its maximum. However, if you take the plain stock, the battle rating will be the minimum. Well, guys, there you have it. That is my opinion on the matter and why I think that the A-10 should not be introduced to War Thunder just because of balancing reasons. Please tell me what you think in the comments down below and have fun.